Wedbush senior analyst Dan Ives is here to talk about Apple's developer conference. But we want to start this morning with this report that Elon Musk is pausing worldwide hiring at Tesla because he has, in his words, a super bad feeling about the economy. Good morning, Dan. Always good to see you. Another day, more Elon news. And this is something that we're definitely paying attention to because it comes just after we heard from J.P. Morgan's Jamie Dimon about the potential hurricane on the horizon, on the economic horizon. What do you make of this report about what Elon is thinking and about what he's doing as a result?
Yeah, I think the question is this a canary in the coal mine? You know, what does this say about demand? Look, I think a big part of this is what we're seeing in China, zero COVID driven. I mean, it's been a debacle in terms of what Musk and Tesla have seen as well as others in China. And the delivery trajectory is going to soften for the year. And that's something that, we cut our numbers, others have too. Look, I think part of this is being cautionary. I still think demand's outstripping supply, globally. But I think he's also setting a tone, trying to get ahead of this, prudent, but no doubt, this is going to be one on the knee jerk, that there's going to be worries that more negative news is coming, especially when Musk talks. And I think that's what this is really going to have a ripple effect.
Yeah, Dan, I think a lot of people are trying to figure out, is this an indication of how severe those lockdowns in China have been in terms of its ability to produce cars, or is he seeing something on the demand side of the picture too? Any idea, any channel checks, any thoughts, anything you've heard that can tell you about what the demand picture looks like for Tesla and maybe for other EVs at this point?
Yeah, I mean, right now, from a demand perspective, even over this weekend, we still have demand outstripping supply at Tesla by about 30%. So I don't think that it's a demand issue in terms of that sense. Now, in terms of China and zero COVID, I think that's probably 75% of the reason here, because that's the hearts and lungs of Tesla when you think about from a demand perspective. It's about 40%, and also production. And I think this is also something you will see pockets of spend in Austin as well as Berlin. But look, clearly, this is a much different Musk than we saw in mid-April, the one that ultimately bought Twitter, at the 54.20. And I think this really, you're starting to see a different tone from Musk. And I think that's reflected in the stock in terms of everything we've seen in China.
That's the biggest question, though. This stock's already down 30% year to date. Has this been baked into this? Is this something that investors kind of sniffed out before we got these comments from him? Or this?
Yeah, I mean, you have the knee-jerk negative today, but I do believe this is pretty much baked in. I think deliveries, we've talked about deliveries are going to miss, anywhere from 15 to 20% potentially because of China. Now the focus will be on the month of June, second half trajectory. And again, this is also Musk, I think really trying to get ahead of it. But no doubt, it's definitely a different tone. Yeah, and obviously we have to see how this picture shapes up in the second half. But a lot of frustration coming out of China because that's ultimately the hearts and lungs of the Tesla story.